Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Recruiters with No Limits. Always live and never scripted. I'm here with my sidekick and co-host, John Ruffini. What's up, brother?
Good afternoon, Richard.
Johnny, and our special guest today, we're just going to bring her on right now. Clara Rodriguez. What's up, Clara, from Staff Force Personnel Services?
Hello. Good afternoon, guys.
How's everything going your way?
It's great. It's great. Loving the weather out here right now.
Oh, my. I tell you what.
Claire comes to us from deep in the heart of Texas.
Yeah, you guys keep rubbing that in. I'm up here in the north, man. It's cold as can be. You know that, right?
We're actually in the 60s right now. Loving it.
But before we even start here, I gotta throw something out here at you guys. It's the famous, and John's probably gonna know what it is. It's the job report, right? So before I throw it up there, let's have a little celebration here on this. Look at this, John. What do you think, my man?
It's always good to see people going back to work. So I'm happy to see that. Unemployment ticked up just a little bit, but heck, I'll take 4% unemployment and people going back to work any day.
What a way to kick off 2022, right? I'm telling you, on a positive note.
Yeah. We haven't seen that in a while, Richard.
No, every month I keep saying, oh, now I can celebrate, right? It's exciting. Clara, what do you think about the job report? Any insight on that?
Oh, we're loving it. It has been definitely a challenge for us to attract talent. We've got tons of open positions right now that we're always thinking outside the box to get people in the doors, anywhere from a job fair to open houses to putting out flyers. You're going to grocery stores, you're going to apartment complexes, you're just wherever we can bring in some talent. So yeah, those numbers look really good. We're liking those numbers.
And I'm sure you both understand that the phones are bringing now. People are actually looking for work. I think the time of being away, people want to get back to work.
I sure hope
they're out
so.
of money. One of them, right, John? They're out of money, or
I sure as heck hope so. There's, I'm still. I don't think we've seen the end of this. I think we're still going to fluctuate up and down a bit, and I still think there's a good portion of people out there that are okay not working until they figure out what's the perfect job for me. And
You're right.
God bless them, but they've become an empowered candidate base. That's for sure.
And that's very true. That is very true. We've got so many open jobs throughout the state of open positions. And that's our challenge, is finding that person that wants to come in and actually work. And, we do a lot of temp to hire where, work from 90 days for me. And this is what you can get once you get hired on permanent, various benefits, pay rates, but just trying to find that talent that actually wants to work. It's been definitely a challenge for us. We've get a lot of applicants that are now calling. First question they're asking is, how much is that job paying? Not, is it long-term? What kind of benefits do you offer? How often do I get paid? The first question is, what is the pay rate?
Exactly.
It's amazing. I'm always been of the belief that, most people historically, you don't leave a job for money. You usually leave a job for some other reason.
Mm-hmm.
In today's climate, you can't say that anymore because people are getting ridiculous offers to go work somewhere else for ridiculous money. I mean, we've had people get recruited out of our company. Thankfully, not a ton, but we just had someone get recruited out. They doubled their salary. It's just insane. And short term, that seems good. Long term for the candidate, we all know that could be detrimental for their growth because they might not be able to go anywhere else at that rate. But it's something that we have to deal with right now. I mean, I just saw something on a post on Facebook this week where a company was struggling to hire administrative and warehouse support, and they took a picture of the Chick-fil-A sign. Chick-fil-A was paying $19 an hour. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, well, if they're paying that, now we're competing with fast foods.
But there's a little catch to that, Johnny. They don't give you 40 hours a week. They only give you 10 to 15. So,
but free chicken.
Which is right now very important, right, John?
Give me those nuggets.
You know it, my man. Hey, I got to give some shout outs. John, did you see what's going on here? Look at this.
You got lots of people tuning in. Claire's got a fan base.
I don't know where to stop at. Can I stop?
Oh, gosh.
Love it.
Big fan base. I love it.
Awesome.
But,
I've got a great support team. Great support team.
Before we jump into our subject, Claire, tell us about yourself and Staff Force a little bit. We want to know about you.
Yeah, so I've been in the industry for over 25 years. In the industry, I've actually been with Staff Force for 7 years. I started as a recruiter, then got promoted to a branch manager, and then became the regional operations manager with Staff Force. So we've got 6 branches in Houston, and we've got one here in San Antonio. We've got another satellite office here in San Antonio that we're hoping to reopen back up here in the next couple of weeks or so.
That's exciting.
So it is exciting. It is. Again, we've got 24 offices throughout the state of Texas, and then we've got our Phoenix, Arizona office as well.
Wow.
And we do.
I love hearing that growth from actually, working the desk to now overseeing several operations. What was your hardest challenge transitioning into that role?
Was managing different branches, as far as, managers have different styles of running their branches and managing. So it was adapting to different styles. I have my style of running my branch a certain way, and not that theirs is wrong. It's just adapting to their way of managing and helping and being there supportive. And we've got great managers. We've got managers with tenure. So me traveling between San Antonio and Houston, it's kudos to my team, because they're the ones that are still at the branches, still working on their orders. We all have the same goals. So definitely kudos to my team and my managers.
Love hearing that.
Claire, did you say you're stress-free all the time too? No stress ever.
There's some days, maybe a Sunday.
I got to ask you one question here. Like, is anybody working remote? When you did have that remote, was it hard to manage people?
We actually never went remote.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Okay.
We kept our branches open. We did where we were, scheduling appointments with applicants coming in. Recruiters were still coming in. We did we set up our offices for COVID, safe as much as we could. But no, we never kept our doors open. We were still, interviewing, still trying to see clients face to face. So no, we never went. We can't, at least not in our industry, or at least with Staff Force. We can't. We still had to keep our doors open for our customers that were needing help, still needed staff. And we didn't want them to have to, call into somebody automated or get back to them, later. It was that same day, and they talked to somebody live, and we helped as much as we could.
I respect that. That's not easy to do in those times. I mean, you had so many businesses that either didn't know what to do, or shut everything down, went remote, or did a hybrid, and you had to disconnect with communication. So that's awesome. I'm sure your clients appreciated that very much.
Yes. As well as our employees, we had to be a little more flexible with schedules and think out the box as far as motivational things for them to keep them, motivated to work, because it can get burnt out. Right now, again, the lack of employees to put to work, we can get burned out. So you got to remotivate them and make it fun.
No doubt.
So I tell you what, we're going to jump into our topic, Johnny. You ready for this? And
I'm ready.
It's a big one. The management challenges to oversee in 2022. So basically what it comes down to, Clara, I want to know, what kind of obstacles are you seeing here? One I just see online all the time now is collaboration. People, are they buying into the company values anymore?
That has definitely been a challenge, is to attract talent. We've got great benefits here at Staff Force. We do great incentives. And that's just been our challenge. That we do have some applicants that'll come in and they want to do hybrid, which we can't do. We don't do hybrid jobs. They have to come into the office. So yeah, it's been a challenge. It definitely has.
It's interesting. And again, to that point, what we were saying earlier, there was a time not too long ago, someone would come in to apply for a job, and it was like, okay, if I get the job, what is the job? I have to do the job. Now it's like, oh, I want a hybrid, or I want to work remote. Oh, you can't do that? Okay, sorry, thanks. I'm going to go interview somewhere else. And that's been the biggest, in my opinion, that was one of the biggest changes over the last 18 months, is because people are okay with waiting to find an opportunity that suits their lifestyle. Whereas even as early as 2-3 years ago, that wasn't the case. They were looking for an opportunity to grow regardless of what that opportunity was.
Yes.
So true. So Clara, what kind of incentives are you like? You got 7 offices, and John, 7 offices, and she don't even have any gray hair yet. Is that amazing?
But because her employees are stress-free, Richard.
That's it. Stress-free in Texas. Man, come up the north here. We're always stressed out. But all joking aside, like, what are you doing techniques to keep your staff happy? Like, what kind of different things are you doing?
Our biggest thing is communication. That is definitely a key for us, is talking to my managers, whether it's a Zoom, pick up a phone, go in person. So when I'm in Houston, I am visiting every office every week, every other week. I'm visiting the offices. So communication is definitely the key for us. The other is respect. We do respect each other. We respect as far as any issues that they may have, concerns. We don't brush them under the carpet. We figure out a solution for them, work together. And again, it's just I have great managers. I just can't say that enough. I've got great managers that run our branches, and they do so good. I mean, we do different incentives. We'll do contests where person that fills the next 5 orders, you're going to get a gift card. We get where we've got a goal for the week. If you can fill the next 20 job orders, that we've got on the board here, and then they may be just, light industrial positions, maybe we'll do a half day. You know what? It's Friday.
Nice.
Why don't you go home, go spend time with your family, have a long weekend. Let's make it a long weekend. We do lunches for the branches, bring in lunch. So we just, again, it's really about my recruiters and my managers. Recruiters, again, we don't want them getting burnt out. They get overwhelmed right now because there are a lot of jobs and not enough people. So
I love the fact that you have short-term incentives, because a lot of times you'll say, okay, this quarter, here's your goal. And especially when you've got folks that are in the office, I love those things where you said, like, for example, okay, next 5 placements gets a gift card. It has that sense of immediacy and that sense of urgency that can really give a team a shot in the arm on any given day. So kudos to you for doing that. That's awesome.
So true, John. And all it's about is engagement. You're engaging every one of your teams. And it's a stat, you're a team. You're a family, basically. Hey, John, I got to throw this out there. We got so many comments. Is this your nickname now, Claire?
Oh, oh, that is. That's, yeah.
I have to tell you, Claire.
I don't know if we know her well enough to address her by that.
One of our shows after 46 shows. I mean, John, they keep going. The whole show could be just comments, right? You are awesome. Like a big fan favorite, which I love.
Love the fact that they're all tuning in to support. Yeah, love that you've got so much support. That's a testament to you, obviously, but it also speaks highly of the company you work for and the people that you work with. That shows me that everybody's pretty tight knit. That's awesome.
We are, yes, a great company.
And a special shout out to Michigan from Clara today. Had to do that.
Straight up.
Thank you.
Michigan and Texas for sure. I got to ask you about Texas now. So what's going on with some of the different things with, like, especially light industrial? Is it mandated to have the COVID test? I know up here in the north in Pennsylvania now, it's still open. How is everything going in Texas for that? Yeah,
we're not mandated to have the COVID test. We do have some clients that do require, to be vaccinated. So we got a handful of those clients that do require be vaccinated, but no, we're not. We do have a questionnaire that we have our employees, our candidates fill out when they come in and apply. But no, we're not having to, which is great, because that was going to be, you want to talk about gray hair. That was definitely going to be gray hair, is if they mandated, everyone be vaccinated or tested, on a weekly basis. That was going to be a nightmare for all of us.
What are you hearing from candidates, Claire, as far as if that comes into play? What kind of reaction are you getting from them?
Again, if people were going to get vaccinated, they would have already by now. So we were probably going to lose candidates or applicants to another assignment or somewhere else that's not required that. Because again, if they're not vaccinated, they're not going to get vaccinated.
That's a good point.
We're going into 2 years into this, and we're not, if you're not vaccinated, they're just not going to.
Exactly. And I think in our industry, the light industrial especially, you know what? A lot of them are not going to be net vaccinated. So they're like, I'll just walk. And if you tell them you have to, they'll walk right out the door. I've seen it
Yep.
before. So
Go to the
Well,
company.
it's really, go ahead.
I said,
Good,
no,
Johnny.
go to the company next door that's not requiring to be vaccinated.
We're seeing it across every industry. It's
Mhm.
it's a big issue, and there's just people, to your point, Clara, if they haven't gotten it by now, they're not going to get it. And to each their own. I mean, I'm in healthcare, and there are plenty of healthcare professionals that don't want to get it.
Mhm.
And government keeps going back and forth. Yes, you do. No, you don't. Yes, you do. No, you don't.
It's like,
So it's kind of like a state by state requirement, and whatever the state's going to do, the people in the state have to do, regardless of industry. And that's going to be an ongoing argument. But we'll see
It's
where
just
that
like
ends
wearing a
up.
mask. You wear a mask. You don't have to wear
Exactly.
a mask. You come in, you have to wear one, but then you're vaccinated. You don't have to wear one. It's just everywhere.
I got a headache thinking about it, John. What do you think?
It's
It's
it's the world we live in. It's like
mhm.
it's. I'm not going to get on that soapbox, Richard. I'm just not.
Yeah. Okay, we're moving on. We're going to move on to something more exciting.
I'll get
So,
myself into
Clara,
trouble.
here's what I got to ask you. In Pennsylvania, we don't drug test for marijuana anymore at all for light industrial.
Wow.
Nope.
Wow.
So, what is going on in Texas?
We still are. It's
Oh,
we still drug test for marijuana, and it's not legal here in Texas. So we still do, which is kind of crazy. You get people that may have moved from somewhere that it is legal, like for
Mm.
instance, Pennsylvania, and they may come here to Texas and want to work, and we get them drug tested, and we can't put them to work because they actually tested positive.
well, here's my take on everything. You drug test them, they're clean. They go home that night, smoke, and they go to work the next day.
Well,
So, I mean, really, what's the positive on it? I mean, it's one of them things where we're gonna have to draw a line sooner or later. And I really think in light industrial, you probably agree with this, Clara. That's one of it's probably going to be obsolete down the road. You're not going to test for marijuana at all.
and it possibly will be, but right now, yeah, it's still illegal to have marijuana in your system. So,
Yep.
Do you see companies down there even doing background checks anymore?
oh yes, yes.
Oh,
Now they're more
wow.
lenient. Now we still do, they still do the backgrounds, but they are more lenient. They may take more, less offenses. So yes, but we still background, and that's something that staff force does to anybody we placed on an assignment. They get drug tested. I mean, I'm sorry, background checked before going out to an assignment.
Well, that makes sense
Yes.
because everybody's moving to Texas now, right? So we're losing everybody from Pennsylvania going to Texas. So we can't drug test anybody in Pennsylvania. Nobody wants to come here.
It's interesting in states where it's legal. I guess the employer still has a right to
Mhm.
require it. It's not a federal law yet, or I guess federally it's illegal, but certain states, Pennsylvania, Colorado was one of the first ones. Certain employers, you can still, if you're a private company, you can still decide, well, I'm going to test you and you can't have it in your system. And a lot of it may have to do with the fear of affecting on-the-job performance. So it's kind of like a case by case. But I tend to agree with you, Richard. I think eventually the popularity that it's gaining and the widespread usage, I'm going to be surprised if it's not one of those things that is either legal or just gets moved out the wayside. And okay, we're going to screen you for drugs, but not this drug. We're going to screen you for the opioids and things like that. So we'll see where that happens.
Exactly. And if you have a company that's actually testing for marijuana and your competitor's not, you're going to have to just play the game with them, right? I mean, you can't say, you're going to have nobody show up at your job. I mean, it's one of them things where all I can say is every month it's going to be something new.
Definitely.
That's why we love the industry, right? Ever changing.
Oh,
Never a dull
It's in
moment.
our blood.
That's right.
oh
What,
man.
Claire, when you look at how things are today and how things were 18 months, 2 years ago, from a market perspective, what were the challenges? What were your biggest challenges 2 years ago? And what do you see your biggest challenges are today?
2 years ago, my challenges were having more jobs. We had tons of candidates, people ready to work. So it was trying to find clients that were needing employees to be able to place. Now it's totally opposite. It's flipped over. I've got clients that are needing tons of people that are willing to pay more, willing to do bonuses, incentives. You come to work every day, work 40 hours. I'm going to give you an extra $50 just for coming into work. And that's the challenge, is just now it's trying to find candidates to be able to send to work. And
it's amazing how it flips.
Yeah. And clients are wanting, again, we have to put a product out. They need to put a product out. So they, again, I've got some clients that are paying $100 extra, $150 extra a week just to get people to come into work for 40 hours a week.
Man, where was that when I was 18?
I was going to say, give me extra money to do my job. It is wild though. And we're seeing extra hourly pay bonuses, contract completion bonuses, sign-on bonuses. There's all kinds of stupid money being thrown around, and everything has gone up. Everything has gone up.
And try to explain to somebody, do you want to make the $15 an hour? I get it, but do you want to pay $10 for that hamburger that you're going to have for lunch? So it's got to give. You can't have one and not affect the other. So trying to explain that to them. It's
very true. The cost has to be passed on somehow, and people forget that. It's like, yes, yeah, you're going to get more money in your pocket, but you're right. You're going to pay more for things. Look around us. Everything has gone up in price. What was it? 7.4, 7.5% latest inflation rate. Mm-hmm. And no surprise. When companies have to incur more expenses, they're not just going to say, okay, we'll take the hit on the bottom line. They're going to need to pass that along somewhere, especially your publicly traded companies that have stockholders that are demanding that they still show a good profit.
So right on that. Claire, I got to ask you now. So we're going to tie into this. How about like the rates, the bill rates? Are you going and seeing more that you're doing consulting with these companies saying, hey, you got to pay a better rate or you're not going to get anybody?
Yes, we are having to have those conversations and actually educate the customer that, the $10 an hour or the $12 an hour LI is not there anymore. You're looking to pay, $2, $3 more an hour to be able to get that LI person in the doors, to unload a truck. They're wanting $15, $16 to unload a truck, where before we were able to do the $10 to $12 an hour. And actually, what advice? Giving us a hard time about bill rates either. They need the help. So
that was given my question. So what response are you getting from clients when you educate them on what the going rates are? And now it's a lot higher than what they're used to paying. Are they being resistant? Are they saying, well, we'll wait a little longer, see what we can get? Or are they acknowledging and saying, fine, do whatever you have to do?
That's exactly what they're doing. They're acknowledging because they need the help. They need to get, again, their product put out. So they're definitely understanding.
Well, that's positive.
Are you seeing companies now that you never worked with? What I see up here north is they're calling me now and saying, hi, I need workers. People that never used staffing before are now jumping on board and saying, we need help. Are you seeing that down in Texas?
Yes, we are. Again, everybody's struggling to find candidates. So they're using their outsourcing, to get some help and to help their team, their HR people, their recruiters, that are having struggling times trying to find people. So why not use the staffing service? You're paying a little more, but you're actually getting your job done. So it's very good for us right now. Again, we have tons of jobs, tons of orders.
Are your recruiters having more struggles with retention because of the bidding war and other companies calling to offer them slightly more an hour? Or are you finding that, like, what are some things you do to keep your candidate base loyal besides money?
We do perfect attendance that we do for our employees, where we actually go to the job site and actually give them, a certificate, give them a gift card to show other employees that, this is what you can do. This is what we do here at Staff Force. We do gift card, and of course, gift cards. Money's always good. They always want money as extra. What else we do? Perfect attendance. Again, just giving out gift cards. We do for the customers as well as the employees. We do our barbecue that we do, safety barbecues that we do for our customers as well. We've got a huge Staff Force barbecue pit that we go over to customers and we do the We do. I'm sorry, I just saw that message.
It doesn't stop, John. It doesn't.
I know. Okay, so we do
It's
have
awesome.
referral
It's awesome.
I
That's
love
right.
it. I mean, this is going on and on. You got the record here. You know that.
And I love they're chiming in. I see Sandra says there's a referral bonus plan
Referral
too, which is
bonuses,
always
yes.
great.
Yes, we do referral bonuses. We sure do. We also do, the referrals, they get gift cards for that. Again, the barbecue I was talking about, we actually go out to customers. We take our big barbecue pit and we give them, we hook up burgers, fajitas.
You go right on site and do that.
Yes,
Wow.
we go on site and
That's
we actually
awesome.
cook for them there on site and feed, our employees as well as the customers' employees. And
I
When
love
is
that.
Clara? What date is that? Let me know.
when
Hey,
you
and if
come down
that's
here to Texas, you need to come visit us.
I was gonna say if it's Texas and they're barbecuing, that's some good barbecue right there.
Yes, it is. It definitely is.
Oh, man.
So,
And you know what? When you said that stuff, these contract workers love that probably when you surprise them and show up. I mean, what do you feel that they're just all energized and all into
yes.
staff force, right?
Yes. And they go around telling them that's my company. That's who I work for.
That's awesome.
They did this for me, So yes, it's very good morale for the team.
That's something for any other company.
Friendly neighbors, real quick. I'm sorry. Your friendly
No, go
neighbors
ahead.
out there, and the other, your other staff. I don't want to say competitors. Your friendly neighbors, are they doing the same thing? Do you ever see anybody else do that kind of stuff?
No, they're not. They're not.
See?
And this is why. Yeah.
Kudos to you guys. I was going to say
Yes.
we're along the same lines, Richard. A lot of firms don't do stuff, and they'd be wise to take note because those are the additional things you do for your candidates and your clients that fosters and deepens those relationships and lets them know that it's more than just a transactional. Here's some employment help to get you through the week, and here's a job for the candidate. It's more than that. It goes deeper. It's the relationship. It's really caring, and that's a good demonstration of the fact that you guys do care about what you do and the people you do it with. That to me separates firms from one another and it's great that you guys do it. And for the firms that don't do it, if I'm working for your company, I say, great, keep not doing it because that's good for me.
If anybody's watching from another staffing firm, she gave you a tip today.
I said, don't leave out my secret, right? I just gave out a secret.
That's it.
We actually had one of our branches. We had employees working on Christmas Day, and he actually went out and bought tons of gift cards and went out and actually just gave out gift cards to the employees that were working on Christmas Day. And They were very appreciative, very happy. And yeah, it was really good. Again, without our employees, our associates working, we wouldn't have our doors open. We wouldn't have what we have right now. So we have
and I love you said that because they are the ones, the people that work for us every day, the contract workers, without them, we need them more than they need us. Trust me. I mean, seriously, or we don't have a business.
Totally.
John knows this. I love what you guys are doing because that's what I do too. 24/7, it's about embracing them, giving them positive interaction. And they're part of your family. They're your internal staff too. And I don't think people they separate them so much. We're here and you're here. No, we're all together, man.
Workforce family, right, Richard?
Oh, how many times did I say that over and over again? Right? We are family.
It's true.
I go.
but some of these associates end up being your customers. When they actually come back and use us because of what we've done, and they appreciate everything that we've done for them. So it's always a plus.
Yeah, anything I see where I was going to say, Gloria just commented, I love that. Taking time to congratulate employees, birthdays, anniversaries, things like that. Those little extra nuggets, if you will, it doesn't take a lot of effort to do, but man, the mileage you get out of it and the appreciation that the candidate has for you, that's just, you can't put a price tag on that. And that really, to your point, that tends to build loyalty, tends to generate a lot of referrals because most staffing firms, unfortunately, don't do that stuff.
Nope, they burn and turn, man. And I'll tell you straight up, John knows I speak it from the hip. Burn and turn. You're just another number. But look, not you guys. You guys are rocking it out. I mean, I'm just like, man, maybe I'll get a contract job for a day, John, and get down there and get a gift basket too.
I love it.
I mean,
but there's a reason why we've been in business for over 30 years, and we're very successful and growing.
Yeah, you don't stay in business that long if you're not doing it right.
True.
Exactly. You know what? And you guys are rocking it out. I mean, 100% all the way. One thing that I love before we wrap things up here is, you guys are just engaging in the employees, John. I think that's the biggest thing. And we talk about this all the time, engagement. You guys are having fun. And that's what this is all about. Staffing is freaking fun, and you guys are having a blast in Texas. What do you think, John?
I agree. The engagement is what stands out, and that again that elevates a firm like yours above everyone else. It's that engagement factor. It's the fact that you put an emphasis on that engagement, and again, it's showing that you care. It's having a passion for what you do, not just doing it as a job. It's more of a lifestyle and a passion for it, and that's a huge difference. So kudos to you guys and your peers for doing that and having that level of commitment.
Exactly, man. Good
I
stuff.
told you, it's in our blood.
Oh, you're talking about the staffing shark now's blood. I love it. Hey, John, any final thoughts on man?
Leveraging off the engagement. I've loved this, Claire. Thanks so much for coming on. And some things that you mentioned early on, the communication, the respect, that really can make or break the performance of a staffing firm and a leader within a staffing firm. So I love the fact that you shared that. And as long as you're in tune with your people and you understand them and they get a sense that you care about them and you treat them as people, not just as workers, then I think that goes a long way. So that's what I'm taking away from it.
Awesome.
Good stuff here. And I'm going to wrap it up like this. I tell you what, it's you guys are we are family. I don't know what else to say. We are family. I'm so excited to come down to Texas and visit everybody. Staff Force, you are a part of my family now. For real.
A lot of good people working there. We've had the pleasure to interact with quite a few from the firm, and it's the real deal.
It is. It is. I mean, and what you guys are doing is from the heart. I can tell. I mean, I have guests on all the time, and me and John, we know, we have passion in our heart. You got passion all over it, and I just love it. So sorry if I didn't get your comments up. There's a million of them, John. We could be going on and on all day, but
thanks to everybody who tuned in live.
Yes, I want to thank everybody. Just subscribe and support us, man. We rock out every Wednesday here, and we got the same values as everybody on this show. And today, it's all about family and enjoying each other. But Claire, I just want to thank you again for coming on the show. Awesome. And we'll see you all soon on another great episode. Staffing Force, keep rocking it out, guys.
Continued success, Claire Bear.
You got it.
Thank you.